Superhero games are amazing because you get to experience being a superhero. That's the biggest reason why people prefer to play superhero games. There are hundreds of superhero games on perhaps every superhero out there. There are also new superhero games coming out this year. These new games promise to be better and more exciting than previous games. The best superhero games will have you grabbing your mask and cape and saving the world from the comfort of your own living rooms. Whether that's in the fantastical worlds of the MCU, the DC Universe, or even Saints Row, channeling the superhuman powers inside the best superhero games is a joy to behold. In this video, we look at new superhero games you need to take a look at. Without wasting any time, let's jump straight into our list of best new superhero games in 2022. Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League. Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League is a game that pretty much tells you what it is about. You'll be playing as the bad guys as stated in the title. While this game might not sound original, the devs behind this game also created Batman Arkham. Rocksteady Studios are referring to this game as an action-adventure which will bend the genres. Now, a Suicide Squad game made by Batman Arkham devs seems like something that is pretty easy to make, since they already have done this before. However, we sincerely hope that they try something new, and we think they'll do justice to this title as well as they've done so before with Batman Arkham game. Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League lands on pretty much every console, including the PS5, in 2023. Marvel's Wolverine. This is a game that was announced during Sony's PlayStation Showcase 2021 and is supposed to be a standalone PS5 exclusive game focused on the grisly adamantium-clawed mutant James Logan Howlett. Marvel's Wolverine is being developed by the amazing Insomniac Games. The devs are the ones who created perhaps the best Spider-Man game ever. Obviously, Wolverine is going to be a totally different game to create, and we are excited to see what Insomniac puts on the table. Could Wolverine be in the same universe as Spider-Man? We think so after watching the trailer to the game. Wolverine's world looks similar to what Spider-Man looks, so it would be exciting to see. There will certainly be plenty of leaks over the next few months. What we do know is that the game will be released in 2023 and is set to be exclusively on the PS5. Avatar: Frontiers of Pandora. Avatar is getting a new fan resurgence this year. Within 2022, we're slated to receive a new movie installment along with a brand new game. When it comes to the game Avatar: Frontiers of Pandora, this title is being developed by Massive Entertainment. You might be familiar with this studio from the Division franchise. We don't have too many details about this game just yet. However, we do know that we'll be going through a narrative centered around Na'vi trying to protect Pandora from invading forces. The Avatar film was a massive hit, and it delivered some thrilling creatures and environments we can't wait to explore. Unfortunately, we'll have to wait a bit longer before some of the finer details make their way out into the marketplace. The game is going to be available on the PS5, PC, and the Xbox Series. Gotham Knight. There have been quite a few different Batman games released over the years. However, this new installment actually sees the demise of our favorite Dark Knight. Gotham Knights tells a narrative where Batman has perished, and Gotham City soon becomes flooded with criminals. Now, to see Gotham City safe and free from chaos, players will be taking the role of Batman's closest allies. In this action RPG, players will take the role of Batgirl, Robin, Nightwing, and Red Hood. Each character has its own unique attributes and abilities. Likewise, you'll find that this game comes with multiplayer support, so you can play with a friend as you progress through the campaign. Additionally, you'll find that Gotham City is open for players to explore freely. Best of all, there are no level gates, so you don't have to deal with any grinding to deal with enemies in select areas. Enemies will instead be automatically leveled as you progress. The game will be available on all gaming consoles and will release later this year. However, we aren't certain, so just keep an eye out for Gotham Knight. Marvel's Midnight Suns. Up next, we have Marvel's Midnight Suns, a tactical RPG that is set to release later this year. This game involves players going through a narrative centered around a 1990s comic book series called Rise of the Midnight Suns. With that said, it's loosely based on this series. In this game, Hydra has awakened Lilith, the mother of all demons. Now the Avengers have a new uphill battle to face when going against Lilith. The only means of potentially stopping the demonic beast is to use a new hero, the Hunter. An offspring of Lilith, the Hunter is the only chance humanity has at stopping Hydra and Lilith. Fortunately, the character is a bit more customizable for players. You'll not only get to adjust the gender of this character, but also pick through over 40 different abilities that the Hunter will be able to use. At the moment, the development team over at Firaxis Games is aiming to release Marvel's Midnight Suns sometimes towards the end of the year. The game will be available on all consoles, including PC. LEGO Star Wars: The Skywalker Saga. Up next, we have a LEGO game. We see several LEGO games launch into the marketplace regularly. These titles offer players a parody narrative based on a variety of IPs. We've seen LEGO games released based on the Star Wars IP in the past. Now in 2022, we should see the launch of LEGO Star Wars The Skywalker Saga. As the name suggests, this is a game going over the entire Skywalker Saga. Players can go through the whole storyline from start to finish or pick through sections of the Skywalker Saga to complete. As mentioned, the Star Wars IP has been covered before as a LEGO game. This time we'll find that the developers revamp the combat and give different combos and moves, whether you're using a lightsaber, blaster, or the Force. Meanwhile, when you're not going through missions, there are planets you can freely explore, such as Naboo, Tatooine, and Coruscant. The Wolf Among Us 2. Up next, we have the sequel to Wolf Among Us, developed by Telltale Games. The game is about a detective who also is a werewolf. A lot of fairy tale creatures from the comics are characters in the game as regular humans, but they have ties to their original characters. You, however, play as a sheriff and are the big bad wolf, and your job is to solve mysteries. The game will be releasing next year, and we'll probably see it on every console. Forspoken. Up next, we have Forspoken, a game that isn't really a superhero game, but a fantasy RPG that has some incredible traversal mechanics, as well as a lot of magical powers, so you can work effectively as a superhero in this game. This is one game that is exciting, since it seems and sounds like a traditional RPG, and there's a completely different mechanic to it. This is one of those rare games, and we're excited and eagerly waiting for it. Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic Remake. Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic was released back in 2003, so it's been a good while since the game was first available. However, the RPG was a massive hit and a narrative journey that fans have praised over the years. Of course, we won't spoil it here, but fortunately, fans will get another go with this title. A remake is coming out, and it will again put players 4,000 years before the Galactic Empire formation. You'll step into the role of a Jedi who is forced to tracking down the Sith Lord, Darth Malak. Of course, we're still waiting to see just how this remake might differ compared to the original installment. Likewise, we're still waiting to see when the game will finally hit the marketplace. Wonder Woman. Finally, we have a new superhero game coming out in the near future. However, we have no idea when. That's right, Wonder Woman is receiving a video game from developers Monolith. These are the folks behind Middle-earth: Shadow of Mordor, along with Shadow of War. Unfortunately, we don't have much in terms of details about the game. Initially, the game was unveiled during the Game Awards 2021, and it was only a brief trailer, so there's nothing showcased yet in terms of gameplay. But we know that Diana is called to help her home of Themyscira after being invaded by a new force. Additionally, we don't know if this game will even be released within the year. After only getting a small teaser during the Game Awards 2021, there's a good chance that this game won't make it out before 2022 wraps. Regardless, it's a game worth keeping tabs on. Alright, these are 10 cool superhero games that you need to watch out for this year. Hope you enjoyed this video. Thanks for watching.